All right. I think we're live now. Let me know if I sound too quiet or too loud. Um, yeah, we'll be editing photos today. It's been a while since I've streamed, so I gotta might take me a bit to get back in the groove. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think there's gonna be a bit of a delay just with my Wi-Fi. Probably like 5 to 10 seconds for chat, but for me to reply to it. But other than that, we should be good. Um, the main thing too is I around this time of year I get like a seasonal cough because of my allergies, so I'm gonna be trying to kind of like cover the mic when that happens because I think it's probably gonna be really hard to listen to. So hopefully that doesn't ruin the stream. Um, I got some hot water I'm drinking to hopefully uh, loosen things up, but we'll see. Hopefully that's not too bad. Um, but yeah, I think other than that, I think probably good. Um, Maybe I'll wait another couple, just like another minute or two, see if anyone else joins in. We got 4 people, which is more than I can ask for already. So, but yeah, we'll just wait a sec. And if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. But yeah, I'll just be I don't know, going through the photos, editing them. I'll probably talk about the meet. If you don't know, yesterday there was a car meet I went to. My friend, my kind of friend, I guess. we're kind of more just acquaintances, but my friend was running it, and I took photos. It was pretty low key. I mean, up in Bellingham, it's not like it's not like the most populated area, so you don't get the craziest stuff. But it was a pretty small meet. But still, it was still a fun time. I'd say it was probably like between I think the lot could hold 200 people, and I think it wasn't full, so it was probably like about 100 people showed up, maybe somewhere between 1 and 200. What camera do I use? I use my same camera I use for video, my Fujifilm Xt4. I love this camera so much. Honestly, if you're just trying to do photos, though, there are better and cheaper cameras out there, but for doing photo and video, this is definitely like the killer. This is like one of the best like hybrids out there, which I do a lot of both, so it's like my perfect camera. But if you're trying to do just photos, you can get like a better photo camera for a little cheaper. But for doing video and photo, it's definitely one of the better options out there. Oh boy, are we lagging? Oh no, that's not good. Uh, 1 second. I don't know. That was extremely embarrassing. Yeah, I don't have the most reliable Wi-Fi, so I apologize. Hopefully, it looked like we hit like 8 viewers during that too, so hopefully everyone comes back. I'm getting a little warm from that. Uh, um, what did I get cut off on? What was I talking about? I'll try to keep a better eye on that if we cut out. Luckily, where I live, I have my like normal Wi-Fi, and then my apartment also has like a hotspot. So if my Wi-Fi dies, I just switch to the hotspot. But anyways, was I talking about anything important during that? Just let me know if you want me to re-talk about it. I know I was talking about my camera. I don't know if I died after or during that, but anyways, all right. Hopefully things stay fine from here on out. All right. So what do I daily? Well, I daily the MR2, but right now since it's being painted, I daily my Celica. So those are my two cars. The MR2 is a much less reliable daily driver, but the Celica hasn't failed me yet. It's really nothing has gone wrong with that car that I can remember since I bought it. It's pretty crazy. And I got it for like half the cost. Definitely a steal of a car. All right. By the way, the Celica will be in a video. I was gonna get a video up this week with the Celica, but unfortunately, I got my COVID vaccine and I've been feeling kind of sick since, so I wasn't able to film it. But hopefully, it'll get up sometime next week. All right, let's get to editing. But I know you Celica fans have been waiting for that car to make a return. So, let's see. I got quite a lot of stuff. I'll probably jump around, and again, I'll talk about the meat as I get through these photos. Again, it was pretty yeah, the MR2 prices are getting insane. I'm glad I got mine when I did. They were still on the when I got mine, they were still on the kind of the rise, but they've definitely gone up a lot more since I got my car. I think I got mine in kind of the last stretch of them being reasonable. Now they're just getting crazy. But yeah, it was a pretty small meet. The most expensive car that showed up was this McLaren. But it was funny because most of the other cars were all just, like a bunch of like Japanese beaters and stuff. I mean, there were a lot of other nice cars too. Like we had this really clean Datsun 260. But then we also had like some pretty. Oh, and there were a couple like old school like American cars too. There was a good variety, but it was primarily a bunch of Japanese beaters, which is what I pretty much expected. I didn't get photos of every car, but I got a lot of photos of kind of some of the more like unique ones. But anyways. Yeah, MR2s are kind of weird because it kind of depends where you are, and you can get lucky, but sometimes they like really fluctuate because they're pretty rare cars, so they kind of fluctuate in price a lot. Like occasionally you can find one for a steal, and sometimes they're just like ridiculously overpriced. All right, let's get to editing though. I'm stalling long enough. What should I start with? It's always hard to pick the first photo. Maybe I'll do the Datsun. Because this is already a pretty clean photo as is. Let's see. All right, we'll do this one, I think. All right, let's see here. First, gonna straighten in. Again, if you guys have any like questions or anything, I'll probably get in the zone editing, but I'll try to keep an eye on chat. So if you guys want to talk about anything, let me know. Let's see here. I'll probably like talk about my editing style too at some point, but I'll probably just like get in the zone here for a little bit. Dang, we got 9 viewers already. That's like, I think my record is probably like 14 people have been viewing. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Here too, it's just insane because it's like you'll get one with, again, like it's completely just destroyed and it'll cost like a few thousand. It's that's why mine's obviously in terrible shape, but for 3 it ran and it looked okay and it was 3,000. So that's why, that's still pretty expensive, but considering it like actually ran and I've daily driven the thing, that was a fairly good deal. But if it was any other car, it'd be like a bad deal. Yeah, that sounds crazy in France. Yeah, I know some European places didn't even get the car at all. So when I edit, I always have to decide because depending what I'm editing, I always go between one of the sliders that really affects the overall look of the photo is the clarity one. And depending on what I'm editing, I like to either soften the photo so it's a little like smoother. I also don't know how clear any of these edits are going to come out on stream. I don't know if you guys will really even be able to tell like some of the subtle differences I make in editing. So just bear with me. But just because I don't know how high the quality is on stream. But yeah, I always have to decide, do I want to go for a like softer, smoother look? Really like creamy, really just like, I don't know, just kind of low key, or do I want to go for like a sharper, crisper look? Again, I don't know if you can even tell the difference. It's obvious when I see it, but I don't know if you guys will be able to see it like through the stream or not. But it's kind of, I guess I can make it super exaggerated, that's like max clarity. This is like minimum. Obviously those are way too much, but just for example. I think I'll probably go a little sharp just because I feel like cars, you tend to want to kind of accent them a little more. Oh man, chat is popping off. I'm not used to having this many people watch me, so I normally reply to every chat, but let me catch up on it. Yeah, I always thought the UK had a lot of AW11s because it seems like all of the there's like a few people who have like a ton of AW11s and part them out. Like they're all based in the UK, so I just assumed the UK had a lot of them. Yeah, sharp is, again, it depends what you're editing. If you're editing like people, like portraits, which is another thing I take a lot of photos of, then you obviously want to go like softer because you want people to look like smoother. But with cars, it kind of depends. I think for this kind of meat, it makes sense to go sharper and more clarity. But if I'm taking photos of like say like my Fiat Spider, like more like classic cars, like 60s and early 70s, then it makes sense to go softer on the clarity because it gives it more of a like almost like film look, like a much like smoother, because the car is smoother, it makes sense. But this Datsun's kind of in between, where it's kind of like a in between era, so it could really go either way. No, we're not doing that. Let's bump that up. All right. Also, if anyone, I don't know, misses the stream, I guess you wouldn't hear me if you're missing the stream. But if anyone has to go at any time too, the stream will be posted on my second channel. Should be like linked in the description. So if you miss anything and want to catch up, it should be linked there. But do know I think just because of the limitation of my computer, I don't think it records in the highest quality. So I don't know. I don't know what resolution it's gonna be. So it might be worse than the actual live stream. I really don't know. Dang, that is one clean photo. Have I ever driven an MGB? Yeah, we own like 3 of them. My brother, it's funny, in high school, so I drove the Fiat Spider. You know, we fixed it up. And then my younger brother drove an MGB. So I have driven it, and I've ridden in it a lot. And honestly, I like the Fiat Spider better. I don't know if it was just my brother's MGB, but from just kind of what I've experienced, the MGBs are, they're more like raw and classic. Like, they feel more old school, but the Fiat Spiders are they feel a little more like modernized for what era they are. They feel a little more like tighter and modernized, and just like the MGB feels more like rattly and like it's about to fall apart. Granted, again, it could have just been his. I don't think he really did a whole lot with it, but no, they're very different cars, despite being like, they look kind of similar and they're from the same era. The MGBs are a little more just like raw and like old fashioned, and the Fiat Spiders are a little more like crisper. Anyway, so here's kind of the before and after. Not the most. I mean, it's not the most dramatic edit, because it was already a pretty clean photo to begin with, but kind of just a little more punchy. Might even edit the blue a little bit more. Yeah. Bring it out a little. Yeah. I think that's probably good. Maybe even the orange. Pop those a little more. Oh, that's so subtle. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, we'll bring them up a little. That is a clean photo, though. Ooh. All right. Cool. Let's flag that one. So one thing also that I do with my editing is, you'll see this pop up. This means I'm copying the. Oh, hey.
Hi.
My girlfriend just got home. You'll see I copy the edit a lot, just because, if you're editing from the same, batch of photos, they're all gonna have like a fairly similar look, so you can just kind of copy and paste them. But that being said, since this meet went on for like hours through sunset, the sun was like constantly changing, and the lighting too. So, and all the cars are a little different in themselves. So I can copy a little bit, but like you can see how like drastically different the lighting is between. If we look at the raw photo for this and then compare it to just this same photo just from a different angle, you can see how drastically different it is. So obviously copy and pasting won't get you everywhere, but some shoots you can really just like copy and paste on everything, and some you have to still put a little more work into it. Like this one here, we can see like it, that's the same edit and doesn't even look at all the same. So I probably will have to start from scratch, but we'll just remove that. This one could probably take the same, see, that looks fine, because it's like the same angle, it's the same lighting. I might change a little bit because it's a little like I don't know, it's a little weird though. Why not a Fiat X19? Also, again, there's a delay in the chat, but the bigger delay is going to be me just not looking at chat. Anyways, why not a Fiat X19? I actually wanted an X19 originally. We actually I think we have one of them. It doesn't run. It's like a project car. But no, I had been looking for an X19 for a while. But one, they're just harder to find. And two, they're just like, if you're going to daily drive a car, do you want to daily drive like a Fiat X19, or do you want to daily drive a Toyota? You know what I mean? So I do still want an X19. That'll probably be a car I own someday, or I'll fix up the one we already have. But I do want a Fiat X19. I think they honestly look similar to the MR2, but it's hard to say which one looks better because they kind of they're similar, but they have still very distinct looks of their era and even their like country too. So like the Fiat one looks a little more old fashioned and Italian, and then the MR2 just looks so like 80s Japanese. But anyways, I love both those cars. I'm trying to think. I've only driven an X19 once. We went to go look at one that my dad wanted to buy, but he didn't end up getting it. I think it was cost a little too much. Do that. Yeah, no, the Fiat Spider and MGB though, no, they're great. They're great cars. Again, whichever one you prefer is like really up to personal choice. But yeah, I mean, obviously I have a bias because I drove a Fiat Spider for years. You know, that was my first car. But you know, they're both fine cars. And that's the other thing too. If you like fix it up and like kind of, you know, you can kind of mod it a little to your own taste. You can really kind of do whatever you want with it, you know. Like you can make an MGB that's a little more whatever. An MGB that's more you know, is more tight than a, you know, regular Fiat Spider, so it's really whatever you do with it. Oh, I think this is what's yeah. Okay. I tried to crop this guy out because he's kind of posing a little weird, but it's I think it looks too tight if I go like that, you know. Yeah, so whatever. This is a Lightroom as well, if you're wondering, Adobe Lightroom. That's kind of like the industry standard for photo editing. I'll admit, being an Adobe product, you have to pay monthly for it, which really sucks. That's the same reason I don't use Adobe Premiere Pro, just because I don't want to pay monthly for it. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Luckily for me though, Lightroom is a lot cheaper than like any of their other softwares because, you know, so many people use Lightroom. So I think it's like $10 a month and comes with some others. I think it comes with Photoshop too. So it still kind of sucks, but you know, it's more reasonable than Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro, I'm pretty sure is like $40 a month, which like, what the heck? Like that's so ridiculous. I don't even like, you know, I make a little bit of money from YouTube, but like, if I was paying $40 a month, I think it's more than $40 a month too. But if I had to pay $40 a month for Premiere Pro, like I wouldn't make enough money to like compensate it. Like it's ridiculous. But Lightroom's good though. All right, this lighting's a little crazy. I don't know. This photo might come out a little strange. I cropped it in a little bit because if you see, you tend to, when you get like shots like this, you want to have the car kind of on the bottom half of the photo. I should have just framed it better when I was taking the photo, but as you could see, it was a little hard to see because the light was shining right at me. But you can see the car's kind of weirdly high on the frame, like if you look at these lines. So that's why I'm cropping it in a little bit, just to kind of lower the car. Because you can kind of see like that versus this, you can see like it kind of just looks a little more pleasing, if that makes sense. Like there's just too much space down there, you know. Do a flip? You mean like mirror it? All right. My cough hasn't been too bad though. I mentioned at the beginning, I have this seasonal cough that I get, and I was afraid it would ruin the stream because I'd just be like freaking blasting through the mic the whole time, but it hasn't been too bad. This photo could use a little more contrast. Yeah. Um, something about this photo. Something about this photo just kind of looks a little like it's missing something. For clarity. I think it's just the way the kind of light and shadows are shining on this like really white car, but you know, it's fine photo. I think I'll still crop it a little too, because you can see the car's a little high. Got something like that. Yeah, good stuff. All right. All right, let's mix it up and look at some other cars though. What should we see here? Oh, there was a Celica. I didn't get any really good photos of it because it was kind of in a weird spot, and the light was a little strange. But there was a Celica. Kind of cool. It was an all-track one though. It wasn't, you know, so it was like the nicer version of mine. But it was definitely on the beat-up side. Nice S13. It was actually a pretty cool photo. What's up, Mateo? How you doing? Did you just jump in? Did you see the Celica I was just talking about? There was an alt track. Not as nice as yours. It was a lot more beat up and rusted, but still there. I don't know what happened to the headlights either. All right, this photo lighting is a little weird. So, by the way, again, if you see it kind of like the photo like flickering like that, that's because if you press this key, you can flip between the original and the edit. So if you see me doing that a lot, it's because I'm like comparing, trying to like see if I'm actually making it look better or worse, you know. The lighting on this one was kind of weird. You can see it's like really contrasty, and kind of it has like a weird color to it. So I'm gonna see if I can save it or not. I'll probably be able to, but it's gonna be a little more challenging. Oh, that's the other thing too. I was talking about, so again, you can adjust, you know, I oftentimes have to pick between, do I want to make the photo like softer, you know, or do I want to make the photo more like sharper, like, you know, adjusting this clarity. But, you know, with car stuff, we were talking about like, it is usually typically you want to go a little like sharper on the clarity. But one thing with car things that is, if you have like really rocky ground like this, like really like detailed or not gravel, but like pavement, when you boost the like clarity, it really makes it like get a little crazy. So that's like the one thing you have to watch out for, because you don't want to. You want the car to have that like nice definition, but you don't want the ground to like look insane, you know, like. But anyways, what are the prices for S30 Datsuns? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, dude. I don't know much about them. I don't really know anything about them. I don't know a whole lot about Datsuns or Nissans in general. Like we have a couple of them, but nothing like, they're all like 70s stuff. Like we have like a 280 and a few of the old Roadsters, but nothing like newer than that. Even then, again, all the ones we have are all like pretty project-y. Yeah, I think I'm really gonna have to adjust the white balance. It's just a little off. It's like a little too green, you know. I don't even know if you guys can see like these subtle edits. It's just a little off. Let's see what the auto says. Sometimes if you do auto, it'll give you like an idea and then you can go from there, but yeah, it's a little better. It's kind of a little too gold now. No. I guess it's not that bad. It just seems a little green. Go like that. Go like that. I think that's better. I think. What was it I shot? Yeah, I think that's a little better. Very, very subtle though. Let's bring the shadows up a little more. Whoops. Yeah, not the best photo, but looks a little better. I might come back to it. It's still something about it looks a little weird. Probably just gonna be jumping around. I'll when I find a batch of photos I really like though, I'll probably stick with those. What else interesting was there? Yeah, that's the one thing. I'm so used. I've been lately. All my photos have been like I've been like shooting a lot at night because that's when all my videos take place too. So it's really weird shooting during the day again. Like I don't even really know how to. It's been a while since I've had to edit like daytime car photos, or like evening car photos. So it is a little. It's definitely a very different different style. Oh, there was this cool, this crazy Volvo. I might do that one real fast. Let's see. Well, let me see. I might be able. There was something else I wanted to do. Oh, there were 2 Supras as well. That was pretty sweet. The what is it? The Mark III ones. Pretty sure there were 2 of them. Let's see. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I think we'll go one of these. All right. Let's see here. This base photo is already pretty good, so I don't think it'll be too crazy to edit. Again, like I mentioned, I don't know, I just gotta pay better attention to it, I guess. But like I mentioned, it's a little high up on the frame, so I'm gonna have to crop it a little bit. But it's kind of tough to do because it's already a little tight as is. But I think even let's see, like just getting it a little lower, like that. Maybe even bring in this side. That's too much. Let's see. A tiny bit lower. Yeah. Maybe crop in from the other side. We don't need that. A little bit more. Bam. There. Okay. I think that's good. See ya. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I never know what time to stream either because I live on the west. I live in like Washington State, the West Coast. So I know that's kind of like that's like kind of the edge of time zones. So I don't really even know like where most of my like viewers are from because I know I have like a few from just kind of like everywhere. So I feel like I never know what time to stream because it's also like. It's just like, I don't know, I'm not like in like a center time zone, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like all over the place. Alright, let's see here. Oh, this is definitely coming out clean. Oh, it did aqua. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's be able to copy these ones over, I think. You guys want to know how the MR2 is doing? I've been thinking of I don't know if you guys all like follow my Instagram or not, and like see the like daily updates on that thing, but oh my gosh, it's we're slowly getting there. The paint job will get done. I'm slowly making progress, but dude, I'm starting to get a little burned out, but thankfully it's almost kind of in the home stretch. All I have right now to do is is well, I mean the major thing I have to do is fix that rear quarter panel dent, the like biggest dent on the car. We hammered it out a little bit, and I've been trying to basically like fill it with a ton of Bondo, like an 1/8 inch of Bondo to like kind of even it out a little more. But it's been going decent, but it's it's definitely taking a very long time to get that Bondo just right and like reshape the panel, because it's like such a complicated spot, because it's like where it's where like, it's like here on the car, so it's where the wheel arch, the door, and the air vent and side skirt all meet up. So it's like a very complicated. It's not just like a smooth, surface. Like it's a very complicated shape. So like I'm just like, it's all dented. So like having to get that Bondo just right is just taking like absolutely forever. That's probably like the longest single thing I've had to do on the car, and it's still going. But the nice thing is that's like the last real like damage, like last thing to really do, because once that's done, then the car is all I have to do is prime that panel, and a couple other, I have to put primer on like the spoiler and like a couple other things. But after that, I gotta like do one last sanding to smooth it out, and finally I can spray the base coat and the clear coat. So once that panel is done, I'll be in the home stretch. But again, it's just taking absolutely forever. So I'm hoping it's kind of goes a little quicker soon. I hope I get it done, but it's been really, really difficult. Am I still thinking of doing the red and white combo? Yeah, no, I am gonna do it. I'm still curious how it's gonna look, but I think that what I'll do is the one thing that's kind of a bummer is I can't afford like the actual Toyota Super Red, so I'm just using like generic Duplicolor red. So I'm gonna try that on like first just the side skirts to make sure it even looks decent. I'm sure it'll look fine, like I'm sure it's gonna look like like close enough that only like a true Toyota, like if you just saw like a regular MR2 next to mine, then you'd notice it's like a different red, but I'm sure it's gonna look like fine enough. I think it's gonna be just like a little like brighter, which honestly might go better with the white anyways. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to do red on the whole car, and then I was thinking of doing, originally I was going to paint the white on as well, but I was concerned that if the red and white combo looked bad, it would be a pain, because then I'd have to like repaint those parts red again and basically start over, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the white parts as like a vinyl wrap and just like cut it. So that way if it looks bad, I can just like peel it off, you know what I mean? And like either try again or just say like screw it, it's not worth it. So that's kind of my idea. But yeah, I think it'll look cool. What I'm going to do is I'll do the whole car red, and then I'll do white on the side skirts, and then like a little bit of white on the like front lip, and then like the white pinstripes, and then maybe some white on like the spoiler or something. I can't decide though if I want the white on the front lip to be like, because there will be a white going across the side skirt, and then white on the front lip, like a thin like white part on the bottom of the front lip. But I almost kind of want to make it like have the white go like vertically on the lip, like kind of like off centered. I think it might look kind of cool. I don't know. I think it'd probably be best just to do it match the side skirt. Yeah, painting's definitely a very long process. I mean, the thing is, I want to make it clear in my video when I get to it, but the thing is like, there are kind of different levels of paint jobs. Like, I'm doing kind of like an all-out thing where I'm doing like tons of body work and tons of get tons of sanding to get everything as like perfect as possible. But in reality, honestly, if you say your car's like only got like a couple dings, or even that you plan on fixing, or even like, you know, you don't even care enough to like fix those, then you could honestly sand the whole car in like a day, then like spray it with primer, or like spend a day prepping it, then a day spraying primer, a day spraying base coat and clear coat. So like you could get it done in like one hardcore week if you weren't trying to fix any dents and stuff, But it's like the fact that I'm like doing like a major overhaul to the entire body. It's like, it's a lot more work. But again, you could do it a lot. It's really however like perfect and however much like damage you already have like is the huge factor. Also, it looks like Flaccid, your chat might have got blocked because you said hell in it. I see it on my screen, but I don't think it went through on the actual stream. That's funny. I wonder if I can adjust that kind of stuff. That's funny. That's like a blocked word. Basically, you said that you can sand yourself insane because it's such a pain in the butt. And yeah, no, I've definitely again, if you're not doing any body work, it's really not that bad. Especially if you have like a friend to do it with too. But the fact that I'm doing it all alone, and like I'm also sanding Bondo day in and day out, it's just like, oh my gosh, the amount of Bondo I've sanded has just been absolutely insane. So yeah, I definitely feel like I'm starting to lose it for sure, but it'll be worth it. There's really no stopping now. They're a pretty decent photo. I feel like still all my photos, man, they're all a little they need to be lower. They're all a little too high. I don't know what I was doing. I feel like this one's a little too punchy, a little too like. Is it the texture? It's just a little too sharp, But I don't know what it's from. Is it like, I don't know. Something about it's just a little much. I don't know. It looks fine though. It's not like bad or anything. Sometimes when you just have like this many photos, you just kind of have to be like, yeah, it looks fine. Especially when these are all pretty like, low stakes photos. It's not like I'm being paid or anything. I just took these for fun, so it's kind of whatever. I'm not even sure if I'll get these done tonight or not. Oh, wait. Do you guys like the one where it's everything's in focus, or do you like the one where it's like the background's blurred out? Because I kind of like this one. You can see the dots in, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know which one I prefer. Maybe that one. That one that's just like a little smoother in general. Obviously, because it's blurred out. Yeah, I guess this was probably taken when these were taken like right when the sun was like starting to go down, so that's why it's given some like really punchy contrast, kind of throwing things off a little. Again, I'm not used to shooting during the day anymore. When you shoot at night, like It's actually a lot. People think it's like a lot harder because you have like it's just so dark, but it's a lot easier because you just have like all the lighting is like very consistent. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to like deal with I don't know. You don't have to deal with like clouds or like the sun moving around. It's all just like very consistent lighting. I'm gonna crop it a little bit more. Nice. Sick. Oh, there was an MR2 there too. It was also pretty. I mean, it was better. It's in better shape than mine was, but just because it's like not as damaged and like the paint looks shiny, but it's definitely has some weird stuff going on. You can see this whole like panel just has like Bondo on it. It isn't even painted. And the whole car itself too just had like what looked like a very cheap Mako job, or like even maybe like a spray can job. Like it was very rough paint, but I mean it still looked better than my freaking Plastidip MR2. You can even see like how bent up this bottom part here is. But still, I tried to sit around the car for a bit to try to meet the owner, but they never came by, so I wanted to talk to them, but what can you do? Alright, let's see here. Let's get this one straight. It's a little off. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright. It's like a very bright photo. Let's see here. It's looking clean though. I'm gonna lower the brightness in a sec, but I first gotta finish this part up. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that is a clean photo though. I mean, the edit, it already looked pretty good to begin with, but I think that, again, I'm having that kind of thing where it's just, maybe I'm just adding too much clarity. It's all just a little too punchy for me. That looks a lot better though. What was it? I don't know. Yeah, that's too much, and then that looks fine. But yeah, after my plan is to, after I finish streaming, go down to Darrington and work on the car more. I'm hoping to finish that Bondo job sometime this week, and then next week I can. Next week I'll finally spray the base coat and clear coat. I'm thinking of live streaming when I spray the base and clear coat, just because that will be a very monumental moment in the MR2's history, is when that's all sprayed and done, I think it'd be cool if we all got to witness it together. My only concern though is like, oh man, this is a really sharp photo. My only concern live streaming is something like going wrong and then me like having to like finish it the next day, because then it's like, well, a little anticlimactic. But so I don't know. Maybe I'll just live stream when I do the clear coat, because the thing is, if I normally, what you do is you spray the base and clear coat to right after each other. But the thing is, with the with the base coat, if you mess something up, because you could get runs or like orange peel, so like you would normally, if that happens, you just like sand it down and smooth it out, which is fine. That's not that big of a deal. But the problem is, if you have to wait till the next day to do that. So I wouldn't be able to spray the clear coat till the next day if that happened, and then it'd be like a very anticlimactic stream. So I might maybe I'll just stream when I do the clear coat, since, you know, if you have to sand the clear coat a little bit, you know, it's not as big of a deal. Dang, that was a clean photo. Try to get photos of the cars when they were like rolling in, but my camera's autofocus isn't like the best, so it wasn't able to quite keep up. You can see a like a light flare streaking across it, kind of crazy. All right. But yeah, I'm kind of debating if I go to Darrington today or not, or just go the next day or something. Still a little my COVID vaccine still has me a little sore. So might be best just to take another day off, but man, I do want to keep making progress so I can get it done with. Ooh. I think the best lighting of the show was definitely like the first hour, like when these last couple of photos were taken. Like that is just like clean, you know. Once the sun started to go down, it started to get a little too punchy, you know. But these photos are all just like very crisp, very clean, versus like again like the photo I was editing. Where is it? Like here you can see this is like getting a little too shadowy, and then even this one's like has a little much punch to it, you know. And like this here at the very beginning, just like very clean. It's almost still low bright. I might darken it a little. Yeah, very good. Even this is a little still bright. Okay. Where was I? I was editing one, then I got distracted. Which one was it? Oh yeah. Ooh, but that's clean. The only thing is I kind of wish this streak wasn't here, but I mean, some people kind of like that stuff, but in this it's a little distracting. It's like this red bar going across, but you know, what can you do? It does look, I don't know, it looks kind of cool. My red and white paint job's not gonna look this crazy. I have like all these crazy tiger stripes going across it. Be a little more subtle. Ooh, that's just like, it's a clean one for sure. All right. Probably just delete that one. Got 10 viewers, pretty good, pretty good. Hopefully this is entertaining for you guys. I feel like editing photos gives me the most chance to like talk, but it's also not like the most super exciting thing to watch. Well, I don't know, maybe you guys do like it. It's kind of crazy how different the lighting is just between these two photos. This one's so much, like, I almost wonder if like a cloud kind of moved in or something. This one's just so much more green too. I'm really bad at judging white balance because I have like a slight like purple color blindness. So making these like micro adjustments to get the white balance right is really difficult for me, which is kind of a sucky thing to do when you do a lot of video and photo stuff, but can usually get it decent enough. Yeah, there we go. Soften it a little. There. That looks pretty consistent now. Still like a little blue now. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to get it quite right. Let's see. Let's try one more. That's probably fine. Yeah, that's probably good. Alright. You guys got anything going on? Car related or not? Any projects or anything? Thing with my paint job is I don't even know what the next like big thing I do is gonna be, or I guess rebuild the engine is what comes next. You know, but that'll be a little more expensive. See ya, man. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, rebuilding that engine I'm more excited for than the paint. I feel like it'll be a little more chill. a little more fun. I'm thinking of doing like a separate video series for it versus the oh, that's just a little saturated, but that is a clean photo. I'm thinking of doing like a separate video series for it versus just the normal MR2 series, because I want to like make it like a higher production, since it's like an engine, and I can build it off the car wherever. I can build it in like just the garage, and I don't have to like, like it's not like I'm driving the car while the engine's being rebuilt, because we have a second spare engine, right? So I want to make that engine rebuild like a separate series and do it kind of like higher production, like maybe even build like a little studio in the corner of the garage to film it. And I want to kind of make it like feel like a kind of like a retro like vibe to it, like it's a well produced like retro engine rebuild thing. I want to get like a cool like Toyota technician jumpsuit, maybe even a little hat. I think it'd be really, really. I think it'd just make it a little more interesting, and I could spend more time filming it just because the process is a little easier going. And I can. It's not like the paint job. Like I can take my time with it, because again, it's like the car has an engine in it already. But the paint job, it's like my car is just like sitting there until the paint is done. So I think there's just a little more like opportunity to make an interesting series. You've been looking for an MR2 in Washington? Yeah. Good luck, dude. Yeah, I still keep track of like MR2 listings just because I'm always like curious, and just because I'm always looking for like parts too, if anyone happens to be parting one out. But yeah, dude, they're hard to find. So I wish you luck. My best advice is just to expand your search area. Like I was looking at some in like Portland as well, or even like I live in Western Washington, but I'd like keep track of like Eastern Washington listings too. Just trying to find like any MR2. But it's definitely it's a hard one to find for sure. I remember I was even looking at listings in California. Like, that's how desperate I was. Yeah, I'm daily driving the Celica. I mentioned earlier, there's supposed to be a Celica video coming out. Because now that I'm driving the Celica, I started to film a video with it. It's supposed to come out, it was supposed to come out this week, but I got my COVID vaccine, so I was a little more sick than I expected, so I wasn't able to finish the video. But it should hopefully be out sometime next week if I don't get busy with anything else. So hopefully it gets done, but you know, it's in the works. It's like a quarter filmed. It's all written. It's just not filmed yet. Oh yeah, so you are looking across different states. Yeah, I hope you find one. They're hard to come by. Just because everyone keeps crashing them, like that's the, it's like the main reason they're rare is just because people get one and then they just like don't know how to drive and they crash it and then we have less MR2s. But what can you do, man? So don't crash yours. Do you want a Mark 1A or a Mark 1B specifically, or do you just not even care? Because I personally, I wanted a Mark 1B, like I'm glad mine is, but if a Mark 1A came up, I might have just grabbed it. But I'm very glad I got a Mark 1B, because that's the one I prefer. Oh, that sucks. Mark 1B, yeah. Yeah, they're just a little cooler, man. Some people say the Mark 1As are, they like have better, a little better performance, but Mark 1Bs they just look so cool. My MR2 is $3,000. I have a whole video where I talk about like how much everything I've done on it costs as well. I think it's like episode 5 or something, but yeah, I mentioned in that I spent $3,000 for it to get it, but you know, then I've done a bunch of other. At that point, I had spent total almost $5,000 to get it in like good shape, but now it's probably more like another 1,000 on top of that with the paint and other stuff. Maybe not quite 1,000. My paint job is supposed to. I haven't been keeping ever since I've started this paint job. I've been doing a very bad job filming and keeping track of costs, just because it's like just taking forever. I just want to get this paint job done, but it's between $500 and $1,000 is what the paint is all costing me to do, which is pretty freaking cheap, but it's, you know, obviously taking forever to do myself. Yeah, I like the look of the sunroof better and the fact that it's less likely to leak, but I have to admit, during those couple days before I painted it, when I finally got to take the T-tops off, I'll admit, I really enjoyed the T-tops. Because the thing is, I love my Fiat Spider was a convertible, and the T-tops aren't very comparable to a convertible, because it's really not as good as a convertible is, but it's like a weird in-between, but I did really enjoy having those T-tops for those couple days. It was very, very fun, and it felt great. So I could go either way. I'm very happy with the T-tops, but they do have a lot of problems for sure. I do agree. And they just, when they're on the car, they kind of look a little like weird versus like the sunroof looks more natural on the car, but with the T-tops off, that car is very fun. yeah, it's just I don't know. You know, people always talk about like the performance differences between convertibles and like hard tops and like stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, like if you're being real, like who gives a crap about that kind of stuff? Unless you're driving on a track, like you're not gonna notice the rigid, you know, how rigid the car is between the two. Like who cares? But if we're going for like more practical, like reasonable things, like you know leaks and like just like looks, then I'll you know I agree on some things. But oh man, that T top, very fun. I don't regret it. I definitely don't regret it. Very fun. It's a pretty good photo. The only thing I don't like about my T-tops is, again, the last owner, like, I showed it in a video, but he like glued some like foam crap on it, on the rubber seals to like try to you know, like I'm assuming he tried to you know, prevent the leaks. But one, it didn't prevent the leaks. I fixed the leaks, but not with his foam crap. His foam crap didn't help anything. But the main thing is like the foam, it's just like glued on the rubber and it just looks terrible. And I've tried peeling it off to like, you know, get that garbage off, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it, honestly. Like I'm kind of concerned. Without damaging the rubber, I'm not sure if I'll be able to really get it off. So like part of me is like, do I want to like try to rip it up? Because it just looks terrible. It looks so bad to have this like peeling foam crap on the T-tops. But so part of me is like, do I risk it and try to like peel it off, or do I just leave it on and have my car look like crap? But especially with the new paint, it'll look really bad too. But part of me is like also maybe I'll like try to buy some like T-tops off like a parts car or something, but I can't imagine those would be cheap. You know, even to just like have them shipped, I'm sure they're like, it costs a lot. So I don't really know. I'm kind of concerned about it. But you know, it's not the biggest deal though. It's really just a cosmetic thing, but they do look pretty bad. What lens? So I used my 56 millimeter 1.2 f1.2. So that's on an APS-C camera though. So if it's full frame, then you know it's like an 85 millimeter. But it's my favorite lens to use for photos, just because everything just looks so beautiful. It's just so gorgeous. But I'll admit, I even try to use it for video too. But for video, it's a lot harder to use because this lens, you really need a lot of like space to like use it. Because you know it's very like long. It's very like zoomed in, you know what I mean? But it's beautiful when you can use it. So you know, like using it at car meet's perfectly fine because you know it's all outdoors. But video, when I'm shooting indoors a lot, it's a little trickier. Getting your first car soon. What car are you trying to get? Is it an MR2? I'd imagine it's an MR2. What? But maybe you just like MR2s and aren't getting one. Yeah, no, I try to use the yeah, I wish I could use the 56 for video more. It's just, again, it's just impossible to. It is very beautiful though. Dude, if you want a Volvo, you can get one like this. This thing was crazy. But it's even got fender mirrors. But no, Miatas are good. You really can't go wrong with a Miata. I've never owned one, but all my friends have them, so I recommend it. Honestly, if the thing is the Miata, because I prefer like the 80s look, you know, really boxy 80s. So that's versus like 90s cars I'm not as big of a fan of, just stylistically. That's why I've never been interested in owning a Miata. But if there was like an 80s generation Miata, I probably would own it. Like I probably would have considered getting that, but you know, obviously it doesn't exist. So it's hard to say like what it would even look like, you know, but if there was like a boxy Miata, that would be sick. But yeah, I'm just not as big of a fan of it. I mean, I think Miatas look fine, you know. I'm just saying in general, I prefer like 80s counterparts of cars to their 90s versions, you know. When will the museum be open? Dude, it's taking forever, man. I mean, the thing is, who knows? It'll be a few years. Just because, you know, it's like 100-year-old building, and they're like, we have to like rebuild everything. But what's really nice is the back area. I almost want to do like a video like updating on how progress is going. But the back area is finally getting. It used to just be all dirt, but it's finally getting concrete, so we'll be able to like expand and put more cars in. So that would be really exciting. But as for the rest of the, I mean, obviously, you know, just because you have concrete back there doesn't mean, like, you still have to, like, you know, put up walls and get plumbing and stuff, you know, so it'll still be a while, but that's definitely a big step for sure. I'm actually thinking of, I have to ask my dad if he'd let me. I'm sure he wouldn't really care. I'm thinking of doing I don't think I have very many Washington fans, though, is the only problem. I'm thinking of hosting a little car meet in Darrington at the museum for people to like come check it out, meet me, see the MR2, see the garage I work on the car in, you know. So I'm thinking once my car is painted, I'm thinking like next month sometime do something like that, but I just don't know how much turnout there'd be. I mean, all my friends would probably come, and like a bunch of like just like normal people who aren't like necessarily a fan of me, just that are just like car people would probably just come anyways. But like I don't know how many little like viewers would necessarily even make it. Cause I know I have a few like Washington and Portland viewers, but I don't know how many that it's actually like worth doing, you know. Hello, Malleable Frog. Nice to see you again. Let me catch up on these. Well, yeah, I mean, the Miata is literally like a copy of the Lotus. There's a Lotus that looks just like it. The Lotus Elan, I think it is. So yeah, no, it's totally based on British. It's based on like classic British looks, but it's still a very 90s looking car, you know. But yeah. Yeah, the 80s Celicas, dude, they're very reliable. I mean, obviously, you know, it's gonna vary depending which one you get, but can't go wrong with them. They're great. They're great cars. They're just not like the like. They just don't get a lot of like clout, you know. They're not like a super popular car, but I mean, they're great though. You'd make it ping. Are you from Washington, or are you? Or didn't you say you were from Portland, or was that someone else? It might have been someone else. Yeah, no, I should probably, if I plan on having it next month, I should probably plan it soon. The only thing is I want to make sure I want to plan it when I know my car will actually be done, you know? So that's my main thing is I'm like a little concerned my car is not going to be done in time, but I guess you guys could at least even see it just in the garage in the middle of being painted. Um, so I don't know. It wouldn't be the worst thing, but yeah, I mean, I could just, I don't know. I guess there's not really any rush to host it, so I could probably do it even like, I could do it later, even than like late June or even July. But I'm just kind of an impatient person. Like I kind of, you know, if I'm gonna have an event, I want to have it as soon as I can, but I don't have it so soon that my car is not done. So I'm a little concerned. My only other thing is I don't know if I'd have to like contact Darrington's like town hall and tell them I'm hosting an event. The thing is, I don't think it'd be a huge. I don't know how big of a turnout it'd be. Again, like my viewers, I probably wouldn't have a lot of people. Like I'd probably get a handful of like viewers that actually come, but just like other car people who are just like local car people that just show up just because it's a car meet. I'll probably get a lot of them. But I just don't know exactly how many to expect, you know, and I don't know if it's going to get, like, out of hand. But I could just keep it, like, a low-key thing and only invite a few people, but yeah, I don't really know. I just don't know if you know, it's like it's a public street, you know, so I don't know if I need to contact anyone. I just don't really know. Even at this car meet last night, though, everyone was pretty chill. We didn't have any crazy incidents. I mean, I guess the only thing that really happened was some of the cars were revving extremely loud, but it wasn't even that crazy, and there weren't that many people doing that. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what to expect. I do want to do it though. I think it'd be cool. Maybe I'll put out like a poll or something and ask people if they like viewers if they'd even be able to make it and go from there. I also really want to good edit. I also really want to once the MR2 is like restored enough, you know, like once maybe the engine's rebuilt or something, I really want to like road trip it. I've talked about that before. Like I want to I don't know exactly where, if I'd just road trip it down the coast or if I'd road trip it like somewhere east, but I want to road trip it and like go to different like meets and like shows and stuff and like hopefully like meet a lot of viewers and I want to like film the whole thing. Like I'll probably like camp and like, cause you know I'll have to save as much money as I can, so I'll probably like stay in really cheap hotels and like camp and maybe even sleep in the car at some points. But I think it'd be really 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 like fun and also really just like a really cool video like series. But you know, obviously that's something I'd probably only do a couple times. Like I'd probably do like, I don't know, that's not something I would do like all the time, but I think it'd be cool to have that, you know, give it a shot, see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the chasers. I don't even know if did we even get them here? I think they were just Japan only, weren't they? I couldn't tell you anything about them though. I'm like, I know of them, but I don't really know anything about them. I just feel like something is kind of off with this. okay at it. I think just the photo in general is too much, like, white, you know? It's okay photo. Yeah, it wasn't available in the US. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good old Miata. There surprisingly weren't very many Miatas at the meet. At least, like, there was one ND Miata, like the new one. And then there was this one, this first gen one. And I think there was like one other Miata, and I think that was it. I was kind of surprised there were very few of them. A lot of Honda Civics, though. This is a fun photo. I actually know her. She's in the she's briefly in the beam swap video. She's one of Zion's friends. All right. Let's see here. It's a fun photo though. Definitely good edit on it though. Definitely made it a little nicer. My cough hasn't been too bad though. Been able to control it decently. Alright. Lately, because I've just been doing like body work day in and day out, I've been listening to like, I've been watching just like a ton of YouTube videos. Just like I just like have my laptop like on the car while I sand, or I'll listen to like podcasts and stuff. And I've been watching a lot of like NASCAR history videos, and I'll admit NASCAR is one of those things I never thought I'd be interested in at all, but it's been some pretty epic stuff that I've been learning about. It's actually a little more interesting than it's definitely a thing where like the history and drama is more interesting than the actual sport itself though, but still there's a lot of cool stuff I've been really interested in. Surprisingly. Right, I'm gonna export this Miata picture real fast so I can send it to her. Alright, back to developing. Yeah, Rally and F1 is I don't know anything about. F1 I don't really have any. I mean, I said the same thing about NASCAR, but I don't have any interest in F1. Just because I prefer cars that you can actually like own and drive. You know what I mean? But Rally, I think it would actually be kind of cool, because again, it's kind of like seems pretty intense and just like seems like some of the most intense like racing you can possibly do is Rally, but like I don't know. I think that's kind of a more universally liked thing is Rally. Again, I don't know anything about it though, but I mean, you can't like watch a rally clip and then say this is not cool. You know what I mean? Like it's just like inherently cool. You know, like there's really nothing to not like about it. Especially like old school rally, like from the '70s when you see like, cause it's funny because like there's clips of like my Fiat Spider as a rally car. Obviously, it's like a different built car than like my actual Fiat Spider, but it's just so insane to watch a little Fiat Spider like tearing through dirt like mountain roads and stuff. It's just like absolutely nuts and gives me like anxiety. This is like so insane. Yeah, exactly. I kind of I don't know. I obviously, safety is important because you don't want people just like dying, but there's something to be said about the old days of racing in general. Oh, we might be lagging out a little bit. Hopefully, hopefully it's not too bad. I got like a warning though. But yeah, there's something to be said about old school racing in general, just because it's like when you didn't have any. I don't know. There's something about it. Obviously it's like I don't wish any like harm on anyone, but I think just the fact that you know how dangerous it is just makes it like inherently more interesting and like just like epic. Like as bad as that sounds, that's just kind of like the reality of it. The more like safety stuff that gets involved, the less engaging and interesting it is. You know, that's just how it is. All right, we're getting some serious lag, so I'm gonna pause for a second. Hopefully, it comes back. I'll be back in a sec. I'm gonna go grab a snack anyways. Uh, hopefully we're back. Looks like everyone left though anyways. So I might just end the stream in a sec here. No big deal. We've been going for almost 2 hours, so it's not that big of a deal. I need to get better Wi-Fi though. I think my girlfriend's also doing something on the Wi-Fi is also affecting it. If anyone's there, please say something so I at least know that people are still watching. Says there are 3 viewers, but I don't know if they're just AFK or what. I'll just chill for a sec. We'll see if people come back or not. Again, it's not a huge deal. All right. Anyone out there? Yeah, whatever. I'll give it one more minute and then I'll probably just bounce. I guess that's what can you do when when the Wi-Fi goes out midstream. I mean, there's not a whole lot recovering from that. Oh, see ya, man. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully it was an interesting stream. See ya. I'll probably just head out in a sec too. Alright. We'll call that a stream. Thanks everyone who's still here. Thanks for everyone for watching. Be archived on Retrocast 2. See you guys.